Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
My guest online is a lass who grew up in a small town in the west of Ireland. Now, she's written 10 books, believe it or believe it not, so far. Has studied psychology at the University College Galway and left Ireland to work as an EFL teacher, as a teacher of English as a foreign language, working in Italy, Spain, Germany, Holland and Argentina. And has written 6 books for Canelo, as I said, a total of 10 books in all. I'm delighted to say a big hello to the author Sheila Bugler. Sheila, great to speak to you.
To be here talking to you today. Thank you.
A real pleasure, Sheila. Listen, you've written 10 books so far.
That's right. I've written 10 books, and this latest one, Dark Road Home, is actually the first book I've written set in Ireland.
Okay. Now, all of your books, I believe, have been crime fiction books.
That's right. Yeah. So I started writing. I started writing 18 years ago, actually, and I didn't know what type of writer I wanted to be when I started out. But the more I wrote and the more I worked out about writing, I started to realise that it was crime fiction I wanted to write. So that's what I focused on, and I absolutely love it. I love writing crime fiction. I love reading it. I love being part of the crime writing community.
Excellent stuff. Now, listen, tell me this: where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Ballinasloe, County Galway, but my dad is from Ennis in County Clare. So even though I grew up in Ballinasloe, all my summers were spent in Lahinch in County Clare. And that's actually where I've set this book because I just have a lot of really lovely memories of growing up in Clare, and it's a place that's very special to me. I think it's a really beautiful place. So I just wanted to write a book about it.
Excellent stuff. Excellent. Now, you've left Ireland quite a while ago.
I have. So I left Ireland in 1989, but actually, although I left, I wanted to leave, I wanted to go travelling, I always thought I'd move back to Ireland. And it's really been a source of sadness to me that I never ended up moving back to Ireland, and I won't now because I have a family here and all that stuff. So one of the things I wanted to kind of explore in this book was about, somebody who left Ireland for quite a long time and is coming back to the country after being away for 18 years and how she feels about that and the changes she sees in the 18 years that she's been away. So it's kind of very, very personal to a lot of experiences I've had myself.
Excellent. Now, you're widely travelled. I mean, you've taught English as a foreign language in Italy, Spain, Germany, Holland, and even further away in Argentina.
Well, yeah. So what happened was, Jerry, I was very young when I finished school. So I was very young when I went to university, and I studied psychology. But I was not wise in any way, but the only bit of wisdom I had was I realised that at the age of 20, I was nowhere near qualified to work as a psychologist. So I set myself off to do a TEFL course, teaching English as a foreign language. And then I spent most of my 20s just travelling around, teaching English and having a brilliant time. It was great. Absolutely fantastic. I loved it.
Excellent. They said that travel makes the mind broader. You certainly have quite a bit of experience from a number of countries.
Well, do you know what? It's so interesting because wherever I went, there was always Irish people. And I just think we are just a nation of travellers. So I'm living in Eastbourne now on the south coast of England, and you would be amazed at the number of Irish people that have landed up here alongside me. There's a big load of us here, and we all have our own WhatsApp group, and we kind of get together for things like St. Patrick's Day. It's just lovely. I think the Irish, no matter where you go, you find an Irish person. That's been my experience anyway. Indeed
so. It doesn't matter where in the world you go to. There is somebody. There's always somebody Irish, and of course, as many people may not be aware of, even in Argentina, there's a huge amount of Irish.
That's right. There's a huge amount of Irish. And actually, my husband's name, his surname is Cahill. And I met Argentinian people with the same surname when I was there.
Now, taking to your latest book, Sheila, it's called Dark Road Home. It's a rather interesting sort of plot in the book.
So basically, the basic plot of the book is about a woman called Leah Ryan who left Ireland 18 years ago, and she comes back home to her little hometown of Dungarry in County Clare on the west coast of Ireland. And it's about her experiences of coming back and being reunited with her family. But really, what it's about, the heart of the book, is about kind of the secrets and lies that lurk in any community. And one of the things in the book is that we say a lot that in small towns everyone knows your business, but actually even in small towns everyone might think they know your business, but everyone has secrets as well that they don't want people to know about.
Indeed, true, absolutely true. And I have to say, overall, like, it is an interesting plot in the book. Tell me, how do you, when you start to write, a crime book? I mean, are you continually thinking up sort of plots on how people are
how to kill people?
How to kill people? Yes.
No, actually, I think for me, and I think it's probably the same for a lot of crime writers, Jerry, crime fiction, it's like it gives you a really good structure for exploring the different themes you want to explore. Because there always has to be a crime. The structure is kind of there already. Something bad happens at the beginning, and by the end of the book, it's resolved, and that's the basic structure. So for me, writing crime fiction, I have the structure, so then it means I can kind of start writing about the topics I want to write about. So in Dark Road Home, I really wanted to write about the experience of sort of immigrants coming back to the country where they're from, but also as somebody who grew up in a small town, talking about that small town experience and how claustrophobic that can feel when you're a young person growing up in that environment. So that's kind of why I write crime fiction. But in terms of am I always plotting how to kill people? Not really. The hard part of writing a crime novel is that there has to be lots of twists and turns. And you have to make the reader feel at the end of the novel that they could have worked it out if they'd kind of read a bit harder or a bit more carefully, but you get there first. You can't trick the reader. You have to have enough in there so they could have worked the plot out themselves just.
Right, okay. It sounds sort of all kind of classic Agatha Christie stuff.
Well, yeah, I think the key to any, I think, to any crime novel, and probably to any novel, obviously characters are the key. So the first thing is you have to have characters who are interesting and three-dimensional, but then you have to have the clever plot that kind of keeps people guessing. And in fact, this book at the moment is there's an online reading group who are reading it online. They get to read little sections of the book every day and they comment along as they're reading it. And it's really interesting to watch them all talking to each other, trying to work out what's happening and trying to guess what's going to come next.
Right. Interesting stuff. That, of course, that wasn't around in the days of Agatha Christie. It's thanks to modern technology and all the rest of it that can be done today.
Exactly. I'd say there would have been loads of comments now if they're reading an Agatha Christie novel, But the concept is the same, like with Agatha Christie. It is about having a plot that's really well plotted, that's got lots of surprises, and that keeps the reader turning the page. That's it, really. Indeed
so. Listen, it sounds like you've got yourself a winner. It's available on online from all good bookshops. The book is called Dark Road Home. And Sheila, listen, it's been fascinating to speak to you.
Thank you so much. It was so lovely to chat to you today.
And listen, lots of success and lots of success with this book, and indeed lots of success in the future. Lovely to talk to you.
You too. Thank you so much.